Puma's modding here. In this video, I will walk you through the process of adding Manure System to a vehicle or implement. It's a simple and rather easy process to do. We'll begin in Giants Editor. For this guide, I'll be adding Manure System support to the UX 5200 40 meter. This first step isn't needed, but I tend to do it for organizational purposes. To start, we'll add in a transform group called Manure System. We'll then create another transform group called Connector and place it within the Manure System transform group, like so. Now that we've done that, next we need to position the connector where we want it. It's important to note that the blue arrow needs to point away from our connector object, which in this case, this right here is our object, so we need to move our transform group over to that. It's almost there. Need a position just like so. And we'll come down a little bit more. Right about there. As you can see, it's got a bit of an angle going this way, and we need to fix the blue arrow. So for that, we'll rotate this by 90 degrees, and this, let's try 12 degrees. That should work just fine. Now we'll move our new transform groups into the main component of our implement. Now that we've done that, we can save DI3D. You'll need one more component, which is one of two scripts found on Rapster's GitHub, which will be linked in the description below. Since we're focusing on the vehicle and implements in this video, we need the Manure System Vehicle Lua script, which I tend to put it just in the main directory of the mod. Next, we'll work on writing the XML. For this, we need to open both the mod description and vehicle XML files. We'll start with the mod description. Here we need to add a specialization and a custom vehicle type, as none of the default ones will work. I'll write these up real quick and return afterwards. Now that we're back, I'll explain a little. We need a custom vehicle type as we're using a custom specialization. One of the areas people tend to have issues with is when they do the vehicle type. We'll define the custom vehicle type name, in this case Manure System US 5200. The next tag is important, as that will change depending on the vehicle or implement. In this case, we'll be using sprayer as the parent. It's important to note that you may need to add in another specialization if your parent type does not work. Specifically, Manure System requires the power consumer specialization. You can check if the parent type indeed has this or not by checking a link which I'll leave in the description, which points to the Giants Developer Network, which has all the specializations for each of the vehicle type. Now, copy the custom vehicle type name and we'll head on over to the vehicle XML. Now that we're in the vehicle XML, this is another area people tend to mess up at. The vehicle type on line 2 of the vehicle XML needs to match that which we defined in my description. So since we copied it before heading here, we can just paste it in there. For the rest, I tend to do it at the bottom of the XML file. Not at the bottom of the XML file, but we'll need a couple of sections here, which I'll write up and return with to explain. The Manure System section tells the mod that this vehicle or implement has a connector and has its own motor. The Manure System Pump Motor section is only needed if the Has Pump Motor tag is set to true. Since, in this case it is, we need that section. In the case of implements of vehicles, the Use Standalone Pump text should be set to true, as this dictates the text found in the F1 menu. The liters per second tag tells the pump how fast to fill or empty the vehicle or implement. The mod's efficiency time states how long in milliseconds, so in this case 1.5 seconds, for the pump to reach maximum speed. Sounds and pitch I generally don't mess with, as the generic default values are usually fine for me. The Manure System Connectors section tells the mod that it has connectors that can be used. Since we'll be working with fertilizer on this implement, we'll use coupling fertilizer for the type. For slowly, we'd use coupling. The node is the node of the connected transform group, which can be found in Giant's editor, which, if we look here, we'll want the connector here, and node is these numbers right here in the index path. If you have an animation you want to play when attaching the hose, you can use the optional tag lock animation name and point it to an animation, which in this case, since we don't have an animation, I will remove that now. The fill unit index tells Manure System which fill unit to use for this connector. This can be useful if you have multiple fill units on your implement or vehicle, or if you have multiple connectors and wish to use a different fill unit for each one. Now that we've got that done, let's head in game and test it out. Okay guys, now that we're back into the game, let's give this a try. So as you can see, we have the pump junctions and the F1 menu, so that's good. I need to head back in here though, since our connector is on the left side. And you can see I can't touch the hose there, so that's a good sign. Yeah. Touch the hose there. It's not. Okay. Let's try that again. Yep. So now as you can see, it is indeed working. I am filling it up using the Manure System. And just to show even more, we can also empty it back into the tank. There you go guys, hope you enjoy and thanks for watching.